The downfall of P. Diddy has started. Sean Diddy Combs, the mogul who practically commercialized rap, is now in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. We all know that Homeland Security investigations recently raided his homes to dig into allegations of human trafficking. Other than this, Diddy's been hit with a string of lawsuits since I can remember. Why is it really happening with P. Diddy? Let's dissect the timeline that led up to Diddy's most controversial act yet. The ongoing investigation. In the last week of March, P. Diddy's Los Angeles mansion and his luxe Miami Beach house were raided by Homeland Security investigations from New York. With help from Homeland Security investigations, Los Angeles and Miami, and some local law enforcement officers. The officers executed searches as part of an ongoing investigation into human trafficking. Diddy is at the center of a growing number of civil lawsuits that allege decades of carnal abuse and violence, with accusations spanning over 30 years. As the searches were carried out, investigators took the opportunity to interview several individuals who had come forward with allegations against Diddy. In addition, a significant amount of potential evidence was collected, including firearms and multiple mobile phones belonging to Diddy. The exact number of devices seized has not been disclosed yet. The operation was visibly intensive because law enforcement decided to raid both of his properties. Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian King, were handcuffed during the Los Angeles raid. Both of them claimed the officers handcuffed them with excessive use of force. Their mother, Misa Hilton, has since hired a high-profile attorney, Jeffrey Lichtman, to charge the HSI department on the basis of these claims. Hilton also shared security footage of the time federal agents entered their home, heavily armed. What could Diddy have possibly done to have a list of lawsuits against him? What was so serious that 4 different law enforcement entities had to come together to raid his home? Let's find out the allegations against him. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. The latest lawsuit against Diddy was from producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, which he filed on the 26th of February 2024 in New York. Jones' allegations are the stuff of nightmares, unwanted advances by Diddy's associates, being coerced into engaging with prostitutes hired by Diddy, and enduring over a year of what can only be described as a living hell. Jones revealed that he was part of Diddy's production crew from September 2022 until November 2023. He claimed that during this time he was molested, drugged, and even threatened by Diddy. He claimed that he had video and audio evidence that supposedly captured Diddy and his entourage in the act of committing serious crimes. The lawsuit also named another famous personality, Daphne Joy. She's the former girlfriend of the famous rapper 50 Cent and the mother of one of his children. According to Jones, she was one of the alleged prostitutes working for Diddy. That's not all. Jones went into detail and explained how Diddy is the mastermind behind so-called human trafficking parties, where underage women and illegal substances are normal. So things are getting even more complex. He even hinted that some big music industry bosses knew all about it but kept quiet because they got to hang out with celebrities, even royalty. Yeah, they even mentioned Prince Harry's name. But let's be straight, there's no proof he did anything wrong or was even there. Diddy's lawyers are hitting back hard to save his reputation. They're calling the whole lawsuit a made-up story, saying it's full of names that have nothing to do with real events. They say these claims are bogus, and Jones has no strong evidence to prove his statements. However, it's not true. Jones says he has both audio and video evidence of his claims. Other than this, one eyewitness came forward. Ryan Mendelson is a 20-year-old who lives near Diddy's house in Los Angeles. He talked to reporters and told them how he saw parties going on all the time. Women were always coming and going no matter the time. He didn't even know it was Diddy's place until after the police raid made the news. So one thing is clear. These claims are not false as Diddy's lawyers are saying. There's at least some truth to them. Cassandra Cassie Ventura. Cassie is an R&B singer whose real name is Cassandra Ventura. She once dated Diddy. The brave singer took a big step in 2023 when she accused Diddy of doing some really horrible things to her over a span of 10 years during their relationship, including trafficking, assault, and more. She said that soon after meeting Diddy, she got caught up in his world. She fell into the same bad habits he had. She was only 19 when she signed with his record label in 2005, while he was much older at 37, and that's when these horrible things started to happen. Cassie shared that the trouble started right when they began dating, and when she tried to break it off in 2018, she claimed he forced his way into her home in Los Angeles and attacked her. But here's the thing. She filed a lawsuit against him, and then, just like that, it was settled the next day. The details of the settlement were not shared, but it ended their legal battle. Cassie said she wanted to settle peacefully. On the other hand, Diddy's lawyer made it clear that settling did not mean Diddy was admitting to anything he was accused of. Her case was part of something bigger in New York, the Adult Survivors Act. This law lets people bring up old cases of abuse, no matter how long ago they happened. It's a chance for many to finally speak up. And you bet they did speak up. Before the deadline in November 2023, over 2,500 cases were filed. People took this chance to call out some very famous names for what they did wrong, including Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Axl Rose, and yes, of course, Diddy. Joy Dickerson-Neal. Joy Dickerson-Neal also stepped forward in November 2023 with a lawsuit that shook the media. She brought forth serious allegations against Diddy by accusing him of drugging, sexually assaulting her, and then secretly recording the assault. This was not a recent event. She claimed it happened back in 1991, when she was just a college student. According to Dickerson-Neal, the incident took place after she agreed, albeit with reservations, to go to dinner with Diddy on January 3, 1991. It was during this encounter that she alleges he drugged her and left her in a state where she couldn't stand or walk on her own. What's worse is that she also claimed Diddy recorded the assault and later showed the recording to others. He violated her privacy and dignity on multiple levels. Now, Dickerson-Neal has decided to seek justice and teach Diddy a lesson, so she did not stay silent. She reported the incident to the police in New York and New Jersey and spoke with prosecutors, hoping for some form of accountability. However, she hit a wall of silence and fear. Her colleagues, she said, were too scared of retaliation from Diddy. They feared losing future business and music opportunities. This fear of retribution for supporting her claims shows how the poor victims often face challenges when speaking out against powerful figures. If you think these were the only lawsuits and allegations against Diddy, you're wrong. The allegations kept on coming. More allegations. Since November, the storm around Diddy has intensified. NBC News reported that 3 additional women have filed lawsuits in the Southern District of New York. These lawsuits share a disturbing similarity. All allege that they faced carnal abuse by Diddy. The horrifying thing is that 2 of these courageous women were just teenagers when these alleged incidents took place. This recent wave of allegations has made life hell for Diddy, and it should. These allegations are for sure going to impact his career and the music industry at large. While we know the names of most of his accusers, there were some who decided to keep their identities hidden. Anonymous plaintiff. An anonymous woman also came forward with allegations about Diddy from the early 90s. According to a report by Rolling Stone in November, this woman and a friend encountered Diddy and Aaron Hall, a singer-songwriter, at an MCA Records event in New York. She said that both of them came off as overly friendly and inappropriate to her. Diddy and Hall also offered the women drinks during the event. The lawsuit shared the details of a night that are too horrifying to even imagine. It claims that after the event, Diddy and Hall invited the women to continue the night at Hall's apartment, suggesting an after-party. Once there, the woman claims that both their behaviors changed, and not in a good way. The anonymous plaintiff alleges she was pressured into drinking more and was then coerced into having intercourse with Diddy. This event left the poor woman in a state of shock and trauma. But the ordeal did not end there. According to the lawsuit, Hall then entered the room forcefully and assaulted her. The aftermath of these alleged incidents left her reeling, only to discover that her friend had similarly been forced into such abusive acts with both men in another part of the apartment. That's not the end of Diddy's inhuman behavior. Diddy allegedly showed up at the home where the plaintiff and her friend were staying a few days later. They claimed that the rapper became violent, attacked, and choked the plaintiff until she lost consciousness. What a horrible experience she had. It's not surprising that she preferred to hide her identity. And she's not the only one who came forward about Diddy's horrible acts and did not reveal her identity. Unnamed accuser Jane Doe. In December, another lawsuit landed like a bombshell on Diddy. This time, the voice behind the allegations chose to stay anonymous, going by Jane Doe. Jane Doe shared her story from 2003, and she told that the horrible event happened when she was just a 17-year-old girl caught in a terrifying situation. She claimed that one day she went to Diddy's New York studio for some work-related matter. However, the event turned into something totally unspeakable. She alleged that Diddy did not just offer her drugs and alcohol, he used them as tools to lower her defenses, then alongside two of his associates attacked her. And the horror continues. The lawsuit accused Diddy of planning a human trafficking scheme to bring Jane Doe from her home in Michigan to New York. Imagine being flown out, thinking you're heading to an exciting opportunity, only to find yourself in a nightmare. This is what happened to her. Why Jane Doe stayed silent for so long, or chose to come forward anonymously, now shows how immense pressure and fear victims often feel. Coming forward against someone as powerful as Diddy not only makes them relive the trauma, but they also have to brace for public scrutiny, doubt, and even backlash. This is why most of the victims prefer to stay anonymous. Some of the accusers did not fear coming forward with their names, because they just wanted justice and Diddy to suffer. Roger Mills. Next is a lawsuit that caught the eyes of many. It was by Roger Mills, a local TV talk show host who decided to take on the music mogul Diddy and his entourage. Mills filed a lawsuit against Diddy, his record label, a bodyguard, and even a Detroit radio station. The accusations were serious, ranging from assault and false imprisonment to the destruction of property, not to mention the emotional turmoil Mills claimed to have suffered. The heart of the dispute was an interview that went wrong, where Mills alleges Diddy's crew got physical with him and wrecked his camera, all because he dared to ask about the sensitive topic of Diddy's alleged involvement in the death of Notorious B.I.G. Diddy's spokesperson was quick to respond. They did not get into specifics, given that they had not seen the complaint at that time, but they stood firm on the stance that Diddy was innocent of any wrongdoing. They brushed off the lawsuit as nothing more than an attempt to leverage Diddy's fame for some media spotlight. When the case went to court in 2003, the jury sided with Diddy. Mills was unsatisfied with the verdict, so he pushed for an appeal. Interestingly, the appellate court found a problem in the process, pointing out that the jury should have heard a recorded call between Diddy's bodyguard and Mills. However, they ultimately deemed this oversight as minor, leaving the initial verdict unchanged. Mills did not get his justice, but this event will surely be brought up if Diddy is ever held in court for all his wrongdoings. The troubling side of Diddy's behavior is not something that's just popped up out of the blue or after he became famous. Nope. This has been part of his personality for a long time, even back in the 90s. That's right, the 90s. That's when people first started calling him out. It's like these problems have been trailing him from way back when showing that fame and cash did not change him. They just put a spotlight on what was already there. In the 90s. In the 90s, Diddy's journey had just started. He started making a name in the music industry. On the other side, these years also included a series of legal problems and controversies that still shadow his reputation. In 1996, Diddy found himself on the wrong side of the law. He was found guilty of criminal mischief. The incident involved a confrontation with a New York Post photographer, where Diddy threatened the photographer with a gun. This shows how Diddy is short-tempered and can cross boundaries even in calm scenarios. Then, on April 16, 1999, another controversy happened. Diddy was arrested and charged with 2 felony charges, second-degree assault and criminal mischief. This time, the altercation was with record executive Steve Stout, who accused Diddy and his 2 bodyguards of a brutal attack involving fists, a champagne bottle, a telephone, and even a chair. The music world watched as Diddy tried to smooth things over, even publicly apologized to Stout. Rumors are that he paid $500,000 to Stout. This led to the assault charge being dropped. Diddy pleaded guilty to harassment, a lesser charge, and was ordered to attend a day of anger management classes. Then, on December 27, 1999, Diddy went on a night out at Club New York with then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shyne. There was a shooting at the club where Diddy was charged with weapons violations. The case grabbed everyone's attention. With Diddy walking into court alongside celebs like Jennifer Lopez, people could not look away. In the end, he got off the hook, which was a huge deal. It could have really messed up his career, but he managed to avoid that. Now that all of Diddy's past actions are out in the open, with a pile of lawsuits stacking up and his fame and career hanging by a thread, he's finally spoken out. Let's see what he has to say about these allegations. Diddy's response to allegations. Diddy decided it was time to clear the air himself after letting his lawyers do the talking until last December. He posted a straightforward message on Instagram saying enough is enough. After that, he flat out denied everything and made it clear he was going to stand up for his name, his family, and what he saw as the truth. Reacting to the lawsuit from Jane Doe, Diddy did not hold back. He called the accusations sickening and suggested those behind them were just after money. He said that he didn't do any of the terrible things he's being accused of, and he's going to fight this. His lawyer, Sean Hawley, backed him up, calling the lawsuit stories pure fiction. They are convinced they have solid proof that the accusations are lies and are preparing to prove it in court. Hawley said that they're not just going to defend Diddy, but also go after those making these claims. What this means is we're in for a legal battle. Diddy and his team are ready to go all out in court to challenge these allegations. Now, he doesn't just want to clear his name, he wants to fight for his future in the spotlight. Let's see how Diddy manages to handle the situation. Will he manage to debunk all the accusations thrown his way, or will his reputation be tarnished forever? Let's wait and watch. If you think Diddy's story is wild, just wait until you see what other rap artists have gotten themselves into. The rap world has seen its fair share of crazy arrests for the most ridiculous reasons. Click to watch our video about the craziest reasons rappers have gotten arrested. You'll be shocked.